Hey, good Tuesday evening to you. Thanks for watching Wgxa News at 10. I'm Aaron Leedy. New tonight, two men are still on the run after the Bibb County Sheriff's Office says they robbed a woman at gunpoint in broad daylight. WGXA's Jayla Whitfield is live at the scene where it all happened. Jayla, what did they take?
Aaron, it all happened right behind me in this CVS parking lot in North Macon. What I can tell you is it happened around 10 a.m. Sunday morning. The woman was leaving CVS when she was robbed at gunpoint and her car was carjacked along with other belongings. Now, community members tell me they're completely shocked. Carjacked and robbed in broad daylight. Jane Pickinson says it could have been her.
Came to fill a prescription about noon on Sunday and everything seemed normal.
Pickinson was at the CVS on Northside Drive and Forest Hill Road 2 hours after a woman was carjacked.
I was very shocked. It normally doesn't occur, especially in this neighborhood.
It happened Sunday while the woman was leaving CVS around 10 a.m.
Totally shocked that there would be a carjacking right here in broad daylight.
Two men approached her, held a gun to her face and said, "Don't do anything or I will shoot you." They took her phone, vehicle, and personal firearm that was stored in her car.
I'm shocked. I am totally shocked and surprised. This normally is a pretty crime-free area.
The crime was not caught on camera because CVS does not have cameras outside the building.
Oh, I wish every business around here had cameras. That would be a help, I think.
And for the suspects, they're still at large. Now, deputies describe that vehicle as a Toyota RAV4, a 2019 red model. Now, if you have any information, this is still an ongoing investigation, so please contact the Bibb County Sheriff's Office. But for now, live in Macon, Jayla Whitfield.
You always think that it happens out there somewhere, but not right here in your own school.
That was the reaction from a parent last year when she found out her children attended a school where their teacher was facing charges of child molestation, and now he is facing 15 years in prison. That's just part of the punishment handed down to former Jones County teacher Wgxa Tate Wilson after he pleaded guilty. Now, Wilson was indicted back in May on 6 counts of child molestation from incidents dating back to last year. Wilson was sentenced to 30 years, 15 of which will be spent in prison, and he must also register as a sex offender and surrender his teaching certificate. Now, we asked you on social media to weigh in on Wilson's punishment. Here's what many of you had to say. Clay writes, "I pray for everyone touched by this, but especially for the children." Angel writes, "I think he should have gotten more time, but he got more than some." Let us know your thoughts. Head over to the WGXA.TV Facebook page and leave your comments on that story you see right there. New at 10, a woman is in critical condition after a shooting in Macon this morning. Deputies made an arrest earlier today, and WGXA's Brooke Moore has the updates tonight. Brooke.
Aaron, this morning at Pendleton Homes, a 21-year-old woman was shot by her boyfriend. According to the Bibb County Sheriff's Office, she is currently listed in critical but stable condition. Now, according to the Sheriff's Office, the victim's 20-year-old boyfriend, Broderick Felton, is responsible for this. He has been arrested and charged with aggravated assault. Bibb sheriffs say that the two were arguing when Felton shot her. Now, we spoke with one neighbor on his reaction to the violence and what he hoped changes.
In our neighborhood. Did the gun laws change? Point blank, did the gun laws change? There's too many clean people buying guns, selling them to the, you get what I'm saying? Selling them to the people that don't need them. And that needs to stop. They'll buy them and then go holler they were stolen. But they be done sold them to somebody. And these young people, they getting guns, teenagers are getting guns. Where in the world are they getting them from? They gotta be getting them from a source like that.
This is the third shooting in Macon since Friday. Now, the other two shootings are still under investigation, so anyone with any information is encouraged to contact the Bibb County Sheriff's Office or Macon Regional Crime Stoppers. In the studio, Brooke Moore.
This is Jake Mammon here in the Skywatch Weather Center on this Tuesday evening. Welcome in, everybody. I'm in for Chief Meteorologist Jeff Cox. Well, I know many of you are probably like, when is fall going to get here? It's officially fall, but when is it going to start feeling like that? Well, I got some news for you. I don't think it will be, at least for the next several weeks. In fact, today, we did it again. Middle Georgia broke another record, 98 for the high today, which breaks the record of 96 degrees set back in 1993, 61, and 31. So it was another warm day across Middle Georgia, and it has been for the last week and a half. Notice we broke a record back on Tuesday in the triple digits of 103, and of course today we broke a record of 98 degrees, so we've done 2 records within a week. It's been a very warm and hot September, and I think it's going to last through the end of this month and probably to begin the month of October. So we'll have more on that coming up in a little bit. But right now, temperatures across Middle Georgia, we're in the mid to upper 70s, a couple lower 80s, 79 there in Sparta, 75 in Gray, 76 in Macon, 82 in Roberta, and then 81 down there in Americus. So it's still a little bit toasty. We're starting to cool off, though. But like I was talking about, look at this temperature trend versus the average, okay? The average is 84 degrees, but notice for the next, 10 days or so, we're well above average with temperatures in the mid to upper 90s through the weekend and to begin the month of October. And it's not uncommon to be in the 90s to begin October. School day forecast, 68 at the bus stop tomorrow, mid to upper 80s by lunchtime, and then mid 90s for the ride home. Coming up in just a few minutes, still feels like summer. I'll have more on how long the heat will last. Any rain in sight? I'll answer that in the tropical update. That much and more coming up in just a few minutes.
Developing tonight, no one is above the law. Those were the words of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi after announcing an official inquiry of impeachment into President Donald Trump. This comes after a controversial phone call to Ukraine's president in which Joe Biden was discussed. A note from Pelosi's office also says the House will vote to disapprove of the Trump administration's blocking of the related whistleblower complaint from Congress. We'll have much more coming up from Washington in just a few moments. Meantime, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is calling for Republicans to investigate that whistleblower complaint involving President Trump. Schumer's letter to Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell asks for a hearing, and he wants big names like Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Director of National Intelligence Joseph McGuire to testify. In our question of the day, we asked, what grade would you give the president's foreign policy? We have those results from our website. 59% of you voted with a grade A, 31% grade B, 10% with a grade C. Let us know what you think at WGXA.tv. An update on an overturned cargo ship here in Georgia, straight ahead, where spilled oil and fuel are now turning up.